All right, everyone. I wanted to take a moment to kind of show you how to go through Folio and things like that. I realize some of you are not accustomed to Folio, so I wanted to show you how our course is broken down. So if you go to your Folio, you'll see your landing page, which has all of your classes on it. If you click on your class, so we are CRJU 2010-04F. It will take you to the home page of the course. Now, here's where you will see announcements and things like that whenever I make announcements and post them. Up here, you will see the different kind of areas that you can go into in the course. So the content will be your main section that you're going to go into, but you can check your grades. The assessments has your assignments and things like that. Communications also has a place where you can do your announcements and things. But we're going to focus on the content page real quick. And when you first log in and do your content page, you'll see an overview. And this is where I just kind of summarize what your course, what's in the course, how to be successful in the course, and things like that. But then you will see a table of contents that will kind of show you all the modules and everything. Um, there is a questions for the instructor discussion post. So if you have any questions, concerns, anything like that, you can post it in there or you can email it to me, either one. I am subscribed to this discussion board, so it will send me an email to my Georgia Southern email as soon as you do that. So then, for your first kind of week, you need to kind of get accustomed to what the folio layout is. So over here, you will see the syllabus and course schedule. This is your syllabus and your course schedule. Now, notice I do not have any date restrictions or anything like that on that because these are always available to you. You will need to read your syllabus. It will tell you everything you need to know about this course. So it has all the required text information. I even give you the information for your reference citations. Anyone who has taken me will tell you that I'm a stickler for writing and especially appropriate formatting of your reference citations. And so in order to do that, we use APA formatting in this course. So any of your papers, any written products, your discussion boards, all of that will need to be in APA format. Then you're going to see this course description and the core impacts objectives, along with your student learning objectives. There's a content warning, y'all. This is a human rights course, and the topics that we cover can be traumatizing, treacherous, and triggering. And so I do not know how to show you true human rights violations without showing you the material that I'm going to show you. So you will see extremely graphic material. I show movies that are rated R. There have blood and guts, and there are some corpses and dead bodies in some of the things when we start talking about genocide and torture. So you need to be prepared for that. If you need help or if it's triggering, I have the Counseling Center resources for you. You can always go to them. Next, you'll see the course grading structure and your total points. Pay attention here, please. Um, this is my rounding policy at the end of the semester. I always get people to email me about I'm at a 95.5. Can you round up to an A? Or an 85.5? Can you round up to an A? Things like that. Note that I will only round up zero point 0.5 or above, and it only rounds up to the nearest whole number. So if you get an 85.5, that rounds up to an 86, which is still a B. Here's your total point breakdown, and then all of your assignments. And so essentially, I work on a point system, and there are 820 points throughout the entire semester that you can gain. If you get all 820 of those points, you'll get an A, but this is the breakdown for points, and then what each assignment is worth. This is an online class. Online asynchronous classes can be difficult because it is your responsibility to kind of structure your time in this course. And so you need to make sure that you have a schedule that will work for you. I set timeframes for when things are due, but ultimately it is your responsibility. I don't send out reminder emails or anything like that. And then here you'll see the breakdown of kind of overview of the activities and assignments that we have in the semester. So you will notice that I do put a word minimum on your discussion boards. So please read through that. And also note that I want informed opinions, not just your opinions. And so in order to do that, you will need to cite from the book, from articles that we read, things like that, that kind of help me know that you're putting the material together. You'll have a reflection essay over a movie that we watch, and so that's the information there. You will have weekly reading quizzes, so there's the information there, and then you have a major research paper in the semester that you will be doing in two parts. And so you'll do a literature review for the first part, and then your final paper for the second part. Pay attention to the course outline, which I'll show you here in a minute. And then exams. This kind of tells you about the exams. Here are course specific policies. So these are my policies. When you email me, please make sure and you include your name, class name, and section number. I have a lot of students, well over 200. This semester, I'm teaching 5 classes, so it's probably going to be more like 400 or 500. So I need you to email me and include that information. If you email me and don't include that information, it's going to only delay my response because I'm going to have to go in and find you and find the class and things like that. Late work policy. This is important. Please make sure you review over that. I do accept late work, but there are some exceptions, and please note the exceptions right here. Here's my office hours. My office, that is wrong. My office is in Carroll 1089 now. So if you want to come to the office, you're more than welcome to. I'm in the Criminal Justice Suite in Carroll. And then just kind of some other college stuff. There's the plagiarism academic dishonesty policy. Please make sure you review over that. And then you will have the course outline, course schedule. I'm going to go to that in a separate one. So that's the syllabus. And then you will notice the course outline. Please make sure you are going by the course outline here. Do not go by your Pulse app. Do not go by Folio. Everything in Folio should be aligned here, but I'm human. I make mistakes. I might have an oversight, but go by your course outline. This is what I'm going by. And so it will tell you when you have discussion boards due and when your quizzes are due, things like that. Notice that everything in my course is due on Sundays at 11:30 p.m. So if it is turned in at 11:31, it is late. And then again, it kind of breaks down our weekly kind of what you need to be reading, your assignments for that week, and things like that. And you can kind of look through the entire thing and see what we're going to be covering and when we're going to be covering. So again, that is in the syllabus and course schedule. You then have a research paper section. And in this research paper section, it should be open to you. You'll see that your literature review, and you'll see kind of what I'm wanting in your literature review. And then your final draft information is there. Some helpful tools. I've given you a sample literature review that you can look at. And then the library has also been kind enough to make a video to show you how to use the databases to find research. You have an APA reference guide and the library APA reference stuff that you should be utilizing. So on your first day, You will have access to all of that, but you will also need to start where it says start here. And again, I have the syllabus and the course outline here, so you have it in two different places. But then you're going to watch the videos. You're going to watch my instructor introduction, and then you will be watching this video. You will be reviewing the lecture material. So that's the classroom rules and procedures, and then the library plagiarism tutorial and our APA resources. And then you will take a syllabus quiz and a pretest. The pretest is not a graded test. It's essentially just to kind of see what you know. And then we will take this test again at the end of the semester to see what all you've learned and how far you've come. And then you need to do the discussion board. Please make sure you read the instructions for everything. The instructions for your discussion introduction board is different than your other discussion boards. So please make sure you read that. And then you will see the campus technology link and the student support stuff. So the start here will be open. You'll have an attendance verification that you will need to do. And then you can go ahead and open up module 1, week 2. That will go ahead and start everything. And so you will see that there are 3 main modules in this course. Let me show you. So you'll see there's 3 main modules right here. And then within each module is your weekly assignments. And so although week 2 will be week 2, I went ahead and opened it for your first week, just so that you can go ahead and start reading and kind of seeing everything. During the weeks, you will have an introduction and overview page that you will need to read. So that will kind of tell you kind of what we're doing, what you're supposed to be learning that week, and it has a task list. So you have the course outline and you have a weekly introduction and overview page that tells you what you need to do each week. So you have multiple avenues to see what is needed for the week. Since this is a 2000 level class, is a lower level class, I do study guides. And so this is your study guide. You have a study guide each week. And so as you are doing the readings, you should start answering the questions in the study guide. Then you will see the content page or folders. And so in the content folders, you will see there will be a lecture PowerPoint video. There will be lecture notes. I give you lecture notes for until after exam 1, essentially. And so those are the notes that I use whenever I'm doing the lecture. So you have all the information. And then you will see the PowerPoint presentation. And it's loading, but essentially you will people who do well in my class will typically print out the PowerPoint or pull up the PowerPoint and watch the lecture as they're going through the PowerPoint. I also give you the introduction and the first part of the chapter for week 2 to go ahead and start reading. So if you haven't gotten your textbook, I'm providing chapter 1 in the introduction to you. So we will need that for weeks 1, 2, and 3. So you will have plenty of time to get your textbook if you don't already have it. And then you're going to see any other videos that I want you to watch. And so you'll make sure that you watch those. Then you have a discussion activity. There will be instructions and kind of how to do that. And then you'll see your weekly quiz with the due dates there. You just click on the quiz. And that's what you do for each week. And so you will see that I will open them up. There's a start time and a due date up here. So the start time is when the module actually opens, and you get to start working on everything. So yeah, that is the course itself. For your grades, you should be able to go to grades here and see your class progress and your grades. But other than that, that is our walkthrough for Folio. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. And hopefully that was helpful for you. I am here for you if you need me, so just reach out. All right, have a great day.